Hello, my name is Ian Mercer, and I'm going to be sharing my experiences from this summer. I'm currently a sophomore in construction engineering and management with pursuit of a minor in management. This summer, I had the opportunity to work with the Walsh Group. The Walsh Group has their central office located in Chicago, Illinois. Walsh has many different sectors of their company that are involved with a specialty of work. This summer, I was a part of the Walsh Construction Company. This section of Walsh completed mostly highway, building, and water treatment plants in the Midwest. Throughout this experience, I had the opportunity to meet amazing people, learn construction skills, as well as work on a unique project. This summer, I was a part of the I-69 Section 6 Contract 2 team. This project was a milestone in the greater program of completing the I-69 Evansville to Indianapolis highway. However, this was not a normal project for Walsh. Walsh usually self-performs most of their work. Rather, this project, Walsh was the general contractor and performed around 50% of the work and used subcontractors to complete the remaining work. This was my first glimpse into a heavy civil project containing roadway and bridges across a large job site with many different crews and subcontractors. This $150 million project was around a 6-mile section of roadway that goes through the heart of Martinsville, Indiana. This project contained 11 bridges, 2 highway monuments, and miles of highway and connecting roadway. Walsh was responsible for varying tasks around the job site, including 5 bridges, retainage walls, sound walls, as well as the monuments. Coming out of completing my first year of college, this was a very big project to be stepping out on. Before this, I didn't have any experience on a construction job site or of a project this size. A typical day on the job site started with arriving at our construction office around 6:30 in the morning. Each day I would have responsibilities that I would have to take care of in the office during the morning hours before work in the field began. This included running payroll and timesheets for all of our employees on the job site. This consisted of logging hours and completing spreadsheets for around 60 plus guys in the field. Another large office responsibility I had to complete was any new hire orientation for new employees coming to work for Walsh. I oversaw the paperwork and tax information for each of the new employees, as well as safety and job site briefing before going out to the field. This sounded simple during the first couple weeks, but continued to get more complex when Walsh hired more employees. During the midsummer, we would average around 3 or more new employees a week that were hiring on for Walsh. This was one of the biggest challenges I faced during my internship. I had to learn to balance my responsibilities in the office along with trying to get out to the field as much as possible. This took extreme focus and time management to keep track of all my work and ensure all of my responsibilities were completed. After completing my office responsibilities, the typical day ended and every day was different. Throughout my internship, I had the opportunity to bounce around and learn a lot of different skills as well as see many different aspects of a heavy civil project. This could be hopping on the crew, installing sound wall panels and learning about crane safety, overseeing cement stabilization for roadway, or helping out on a bridge deck pour. This was one of the best parts of my internship. I was able to immerse myself in so many different various activities around the job site. Being around these guys who have so much knowledge from being in the industry their whole lives was an amazing insight to the field. I wish I knew earlier on the job site how easy it was to talk to these workers. Coming straight out of college, I was hesitant to ask questions regarding what and why they were doing what they were. As I started to get to know individuals on the job site, I learned a lesson regarding construction. Don't be afraid to ask questions. These workers might seem tough and cold, but once you start asking questions, they are more than happy to explain and teach you about what they are doing. Rather than sitting back quietly, they want to share their knowledge and what they have learned over the years to better help you and your journey in this field. One of my biggest triumphs during my internship was being in charge of material procurement for our sound wall posts. Due to the water table of Martinsville being so high, we were unable to pour concrete directly into the ground to set our posts. This required us to drive 2-foot and 3-foot diameter steel pipe into the ground to allow concrete to be poured without excess water seeping in. The only problem was that the steel market in the United States was at an all-time high. This resulted in hundreds of phone calls to suppliers to procure 10,000 linear feet of pipe. This was a very large challenge for a first-year intern like me. I was able to secure a supplier in Missouri and negotiate a fair price for the pipe. I then needed to set up trucking and freight to ship this pipe to our job site. Shipping this pipe required me to coordinate times and dates with our superintendent, supplier, trucking service, and myself to make sure this pipe was delivered on time and to the correct location. The most fulfilling part was watching this pipe getting unloaded off of the trucks and onto our job site. The craziest thing was I was in charge of a $300,000 purchase at 19 years old. The experience I had last summer was unforgettable. I was given the opportunity to be part of a heavy civil project and took away so many life skills and experiences from this internship. This grader reinforced my choice of construction engineering and management and was one of the best experiences of my life.